Before we begin, let us take a moment to bring our hands together in veneration. Our teacher, our master, he is the fountain of loving kindness and compassion. He who showed us a path to free ourselves from all the mental suffering, the mental torments that we all experience during our day-to-day lives. He showed us a way to escape from this maze, the trap of samsara. He showed us a way to free ourselves, liberate ourselves, to find ourselves from this deep, deep ignorance, reminding ourselves the nobleness of our teacher. Please bring your hands together in veneration, the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hope you all are doing good. And if we have new people, newcomers, welcome you all. And so last time we discussed about the mental suffering, the unsettling mind we all have because of this. I mean, we don't have an answer for that. It's restlessness. We always want to involve in some activity. We always wanted to feel that we are busy, we are doing some activity, we are doing something worth, something meaningful, something reliable, something worth. This is the experience. This is how we feel. From day-to-day life, you are doing so many things. Actually, you think that you're doing something worth, ladies and gentlemen, but actually you're not. I mean, you're doing those things because actually you can't stay without doing those things. I mean, not going to work. I mean, everything, each and every single moment that you spend your life, you feel that you involved in some activity. You feel that you are the doer. You are the doer and you are doing something. You are involved in some action. That's how you feel. That's how you experience. Right now, at this moment, if you apply this Dhamma to right now, you feel that you are looking at me, you're watching and you're listening to a Dhamma talk. You are the one who is doing that. This is your experience. This is how you feel. This is how you experience right now. But that is not the reality. But the thing is, you need that experience. You need that sense. You want it. You have this desire to feel that experience, that you are doing something. You are involved in some action. You can't escape from that. That's why you're doing this. Actually, you feel that you're doing it, but that's not the way it happens. But you feel that you're doing it, at least because of that experience that generates within your mind, because you're involved in something, that because of that you actively involved in something, you feel very satisfied on that moment. Each and every moment you feel this satisfaction. The satisfaction that we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't discuss here, it's not the satisfaction you think that as a satisfaction. Because in your life, when you buy a car, when you buy something that you wanted, you feel the satisfaction. That is very outer level. That's very surface satisfaction you experience. You can sense, everybody sense that satisfaction. Everybody feels that satisfaction. Everybody has that experience of satisfaction. They satisfy. That's why I told you, right? In Aldi, they say 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed, right? In Australia, people who live in Australia, they know. I think New Zealand, they don't have LD. 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed. So this satisfaction that they refer to, even though they also have the star mark and say that condition applies, but here I'm not talking about that satisfaction. We always feel that satisfaction when you have a vexation, when you have a wanting to something, when you crave for something, and then you have that something, you feel that satisfaction, and then you think that is done. Well, no, but no, because you will continue to do something again. So that's also in the outer layer. We have to delve deeper. We have to dive deeper into this experience. Then you will reflect, you will find it out, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every moment of our life, we feel the satisfaction. Even you are angry with satisfaction. Sometimes I mean, you will feel, you might say that I mean, you would say that it's not true, but try to understand this.
It's true.
When you get angry, you are, the relief of anger satisfy you. You are doing it because of you get angry because that it satisfy you.
Correct.
You are
Sadhana.
okay with that anger. Let's say
Sadhana.
somebody, when you scold someone, right? When you yell at someone, somebody comes and interrupt you. Hey, don't yell at him. Don't get angry. Go away. I need to release this pressure. Right? You would say like that. That means you want that satisfaction. You want to experience that anger. Even though people say rejection, dejection, or resentment, guilty feeling, you don't like it, but you like it. You like it in the sense means like you want that. I mean, you're satisfied with that experience in that moment, because you I mean, that's the case, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every split of a second, each and every mind that arise within your body, within in associate your body, that mind is vexed for something, and it achieves in each and every moment. It looks like it achieves, but it doesn't achieve. But that's how you feel this experience, the satisfaction. You always have this vexation and relief, and then you feel satisfied. You feel that I'm done, I'm relieved. There's a relaxation, there's a relief. This is the satisfaction Buddha has discussed as asad, ashwad, asad. In the Buddha's textbook, you will find this ashwad, asad. The satisfaction Buddha has explained here is the satisfaction that you will experience. You experience each and every split of a second. This is so profound. This is not the satisfaction you think that you are satisfied. No, each and every moment in your life, you love your life. You want to live longer. You love your life. You want to live longer. You want to live next moment like this moment. You want to live next moment, similar way in this moment. You have this expectation. See, when we say expectation, we don't talk about this expectation to things here. In your day-to-day life, when we talk about expectation, you talk about expectation to things. Expectation, I have an expectation of doing something, activity, or things, objects, materials. You have an expectation to buy that thing. This is not the expectation that Buddha has referred to as expectation, because this is the outer layer of that expectation, surface. If you go deeper, then you will reflect that you have an expectation each and every moment to live in the next moment. You have an expectation to live like this in the next moment. This is the mental vexation you will understand, you will experience if you try to stay still in one place without doing anything. That's what our teacher, my teacher, remember the other day I told you, my teacher told me, you will find out how hard the life is if you don't have to do anything, nothing to see, nothing to do, no phone, no internet, no book to read, nothing to listen, nothing to think, and you are there. What would happen to you? You will hang yourself. That's why the other day he, he told me when I was doing that 18-hour meditation, he told me, come with a rope just in case if you might, sometimes you might need it. Okay. The thing here is now we have to contemplate, we have to reflect here. This mental the pressure, each and every moment, the mental pressure that you experience, you don't feel it because it masks because of the action. You feel that you are doing an action. Right now, you are doing an action. Right now, you are watching at me. You are listening to this talk. This is the action you experience. This is what you experience. This is your experience because you feel that you are doing something. Because of that, ladies and gentlemen, you don't feel that vexation. You don't feel that torment, mental pressure. But the thing is, it is there with you. It has been masked, but it is there with you. Nobody knows that it is there with me, with us, with everybody. As I explained in the last time, it's like you're riding a bicycle. It looks very balanced. You feel the balance. It's balanced. No, it's not balanced. It's balanced because of the riding, because you ride it. This is exactly what happens because of the minding process, the mental process that happens each and every moment. You feel that you are actively involved in an action. Ladies and gentlemen, this is completely ignorance. This is completely ignorance. This is completely ignorance that you feel that you are doing something, you're watching something, you're listening, you like, and you are the one who do all these things. This is completely ignorance. I must say that. I'm telling this with 100% conviction, ladies and gentlemen. This is completely ignorance because the last time, like I was there, we have a big lake, a big what do you call lake? Yes, man-made lake, right? Because we created this big pond, big lake to store water for 10,000 monks in future. So you will be the monks in reside here, right? That's what I expect. You are the monks and nuns. Will stay here. So you are coming, like you're in the track. You're on the track. So let's see what happens because I didn't know. Like in 5 years back, I didn't have an idea to become a monk. See what happens. What happens because of the sasana. So I was contemplating a side. We have a road around the lake, and on the side of the lake, I was contemplating, and I felt like it's a conviction that I had, ladies and gentlemen. This is not this that there's a seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, thinking. Sensing process is actually part of nature. It's not something we are involved in. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. Even thinking is not something you have involved in, but it is part of the nature. It is the natural process that you experience as your process. The whole universe is you, ladies and gentlemen. That's why in Hinduism we talk about Aham Brahmasmi. I am the God. I am Brahmasmi. Whole universe is you. This the whole universe, the whole world, the world means the universe, the energy conversion reaction. It's you. We'll discuss slowly, and I want you to contemplate while doing this, while listening to this talk. I want you to contemplate, stay focused, pay attention, and always like reflect within yourself. This is the way to experience this reality. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, these words, I hate these words. I don't like these words. Words actually hear this meaning. I don't know how to explain it properly. It's not because of I don't know English. Even I don't know how to explain in Sinhala. This experience, sometimes I feel very upset about what the hell is this, like these words. These words doesn't take the meaning. It's like it's really hard to explain this experience. When I say it's the universe, it's not you, like it's not you who experience this. This is actually, this has a deeper meaning beyond that. But the thing is, you have to take these words and reflect within yourself, then you will experience it. And then when you come back to me and when you explain it, you will use the same words. But the thing is, you are talking a deeper thing. You are discussing something deeper, but you're using the same words. That's the funny story here. You are using the same words, but deeper concept. Who knows that? Who can feel it? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, when an two enlightened people, let's say enlightened Arahatun Wahanses discuss something, if you listen to that, you will understand completely different thing that what they are talking about. That's why when you read these books, you won't be able to grasp, you won't be able to realize what Buddha has explained. That's why you need a guidance, you need a teacher, you need a path to follow, you need to practice you have to have this path and practice. That's how you will understand this. Day by day, and this is the rain retreat days, right? So we really focus on this practicing. All the monks in the monastery, like everybody is, I mean, diligently focus on the practice in the path. So the whole vibe in the monastery has changed like during these 3 months, because we focus on practicing. Most of the time we focus on practicing the path. It's not only meditation, but like we have this super focus. Uh, because of this rain retreat, because we don't go out, we stay there, we don't have any uh, busy schedules these days. So that's why like day by day I can see that this maze, this puzzle is slowly coming out. I'm solving this problem by myself, but I want you to experience it as well. This is, you see, yeah, the other day I was talking to someone. I told, if I can practice on behalf of you and show it, I will do it. But the thing is, I can't do that, because if I possess your body and I practice in your body, I practice for myself. It's not, I can't practice for yourself. I can't realize for yourself. I can't show it. It's like when you have a toothache, you can't give that toothache to someone. Can you give that toothache to your mother? Can you give that toothache that you experienced to your mother? Hey mother, can you take part of my toothache because I'm suffering? No, you can't share that. Your pain, your understanding, your realization, your experience, you can't share, ladies and gentlemen. They are very unique to you. It's your unique experience. This is the tragedy, but this is the reality. That's why I don't like these words, but I'll try my level best to give this understanding to you, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the only way to transfer this experience, using the words and looking at your beautiful faces, right? The connection that we have together is very important here. If you have not only this 5G connection, I'm talking about the connection with your face and my voice and your voice. This is the connection we have to establish. The cables that connect your mind and my mind. These are the vibrations that connect your mind and my mind, but I don't know what you experience, what you understand, because I can see not you. I can see myself even I look at you.
Sadhu, sadhu.
That's the reality, right? So let's try to understand this. This mental vexation that you experience, ladies and gentlemen, even though you feel because that you are vexed because of something, because of you have to go to some place, you have to enjoy, you have to go for a trip, and you have this tour, you have this mortgage, you have this and that and all these problems. Forget about them. This is not the problem, this is not the case. You know, when you judge that you are vexed because of what? This thing, because of this person, because of this entity, because of this object, because of this tour, because of this mortgage. That judgment itself nurture the ignorance. That means throughout your day, throughout your life, day in and day out, what you have been doing is nurturing ignorance. I'll explain it detail out slowly. Today I have big things to pack it into 1.5 hours. That's why I'm trying my best. Okay. Right? It's not big thing, but there's a huge thing that I have right now to unload. I can't keep it. So this is the case. It's not the try to understand this. It's not the object, right? That makes you vexed. It's not the people. It's not the person who makes you suffer, who makes you upset. When you take this judgment, because of him I am suffering, because of my father passed away, that's why I suffer, because of my kid I am suffering, because of my kid that he is innocent, or he is innocent, and some people bullying him or something like that, right? I suffer. Ladies and gentlemen, please get rid of all these things aside. This is not the real problem. This is even you're faking yourself. You're deceiving yourself by judging in that way. That's why this is so subtle. It's underneath. It's not the outer problem that you can see. There's a real problem that happens inside within the mind. Ignorance is one of the biggest deception. Because of the perception, because of the judgment you take, it nurtures the ignorance. The way you think is the wrong. That's what Buddha said, ladies and gentlemen. First noble truth, that sabbampi dukkhang, idan dukkhang. Dukkhang means not dukkai, that means suffering. Dukkhang means not okay. The way you experience, the way you judge is not okay. You have to understand that. You have to realize that. See, at this moment, you think that you are looking at me, you are listening to me, you are nodding at me. This is the wrong judgment. That's what Buddha referred to as wrong judgment. Right now, you don't. I mean, when I say what, that's my experience. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is the way you experience. That's the wrong judgment. Right. In order to explain this slowly, I will first go deeper into the minding process. Let's see, slowly I can explain it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you have to understand. Let's say you are seeing a flower. This is your perception. I'm going to show you how this perception happens. Right? There's an aggregation of energy in the world. These are energies being aggregated. We don't know its shape. We don't know. There's no shape. It's just aggregation. It's just aggregation. The density is high, density is low, whatever. Light energy is also a form of aggregation of energy. This light energy reacts with this energy and emits another energy. This is another light energy. And your eye is also a form of energy aggregation. So this is what the way I show it, depict the aggregation of energy. This light ray comes and it takes a signal to your brain. It's not your brain, the brain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this process, this process, this process of reaction process, light energy react with this aggregated energy. It's not, someone is not doing this reaction. This whole process is not, someone is not doing this reaction. This reaction happens. Try to understand this. This reaction happens. It's not, there's no doer behind this reaction. As long as light energy comes again and again continuously engage in the energy aggregation, this reaction, this is a cascade of reaction that happens. As long as this is bunch of processes continuously happening. This is nature. The nature is totally a process, ladies and gentlemen. This process, there's no owner or doer behind this process. That's what this is really important you to understand this. There's no doer, there's no owner, right? There's no there's no plan for this reaction. There's no plan for that. There's no agenda. If light ray hits here, then this will happen. As long as it happens, your eye retina, as long as this comes to your eye retina, it creates, it sparks, and it converts that energy to an electric impulse. The brain is filled with these impulses. There's no doer behind this. If your retina stimulated by an light ray, it will emit an impulse. It's not something that you are doing. It happens. There's no doer behind this eye retina and the brain. This is completely a process that conducted, which you can't say conducted, the process that happens when they align. When these causes align, this process continuously happens. When causes aligns in particular way, this process continuously happens, ladies and gentlemen. This is totally nature. Everything that happens here, this reaction is it's actually dominoes effect. Similar to dominoes effect. This leads to this, leads to this, leads to this, leads to this. Is the completely dominoes effect. Totally happens. And then, ladies and gentlemen, there's another guy, another trapped energy. This is what we call karmic energy. Or we can say vipaka energy. We can say both words, karmic energy or vipaka energy. This is something like battery. This is something like trapped energy. Energy aggregation, looking for ground to release that energy. This energy trap trapped energy is looking a way to release that energy, relieve that energy. It's like the battery, fully charged battery. These cells charged with energy, like packed with energy that wanted to be released. It's looking for a place to release, a way to release, an environment to release, a base to release. Did you get the meaning? Because I am telling different words to convey this message.
Mm.
So because of this, like open up. You can't say there's no cover to open up, because this vipaka vipaka like packets release that energy, that, and because of this impulse collectively give rise to rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana. This is the minding process. This energy is also part of nature, ladies and gentlemen. This is not your vipaka or your karma. This energy is looking, this trapped energy is looking a way to release that energy. Rupa happens because that energy released. Because of that energy being released, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, this process happens. This is the color that you experience. Each and every moment when one light ray comes and hit here, that comes to that brain, that induce an impulse that creates the environment to release one vipaka energy. When first vipaka energy release, it release with first impulse and create one color, and then second energy release with the environment, with the impulse, that environment that has the impulse creates the second color, like color fragments. This is not objects, these are fragments, fragmental colors. This is what you experience. These fragmental colors, ladies and gentlemen, creates the experience, your feeling. This is, the Buddha has referred to this process as aggregation process. Sorry about my handwriting.
Fine.
This is aggregation process. This is the aggregation process. Now tell me, you have to think in this way. All these reaction, there's no doer behind the reaction. There's no agenda behind this reaction. If this reaction happens, the environment is now getting ready because of the vipaka energy that trapped in these cells. It released that energy because of the environment. Environment is totally driven by cause and effect nature, cause and effect principle, like a dominoes effect. This is also a dominoes effect, don't you think so? This is not something someone is doing. The perception of colors, perception, a feeling, the sense that you experience, it's totally, ladies and gentlemen, it's a vipaka process. That's a natural process. That is something that you are not doing it. Actually, it happens. Try to understand this. This is the most important part here. You have no involvement in this process. It's like two hydrogen comes together and create helium in the sun, right? Do you think sun is doing that reaction, or it happens? It happens. It's a part of reaction, the reaction network that happens in nature, right? It's totally a reaction, energy conversion process, continuously doing this reaction. And this part is actually not something different to nature. This is also nature. So when you listen to this talk, you will intellectually understand this, but You have to reflect it from your side to experience what I'm saying. The talk is giving intellectual understanding to you, but you have to reflect from your side. That means right now, okay, I'll come there. Right now, right now, ladies and gentlemen, the seeing process happens. Right now, the feelings are generating. It's not something you're doing. It's not something that there's no doer behind these feelings. Feelings generates continuously. Continuously feelings are generating. I mean feelings, I mean isolate the seeing process. Only seeing process. Seeing colors and recognition. So give me 1 second. This the Vedana Sanya. Sanya means the previous memories about the similar aggregation. The sanya is something, another process that happens here because of this process. This is the sanya means this is where recognition happens, and vijnana means the judgment is taken place. You're judging. You're taking a decision. This is. It's not you are taking a decision. Decision happens. This is so funny, ladies and gentlemen. You don't feel it that way because every day, who took the decision? Hey, sir, I took the decision, right? Hey, madam, I've taken that decision. I am the one who did that. This is how you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. The way you experience nurture what? Ignorance. The way you experience nurture ignorance, right? Sanya means the previous memories, right? Previous memories happen based on the previous experiences. So this reaction has a connection to the previous reactions. That's why it attracts all this sanya and creates this experience. You know, ingestioning. Yeah, it's like it's connected. This is completely a process that continuously happens. This process, now, what you have to hear, what you have to understand here, right now, your eyes are functioning and you can see something that you are not seeing. Seeing happens. You're actually realize this is something you have to reflect right now. This seeing process happens continuously right now. It's not something you are doing. Here you are creating a story. Here, not you are creating. Perception happens. He have a has like decision of what? Flower. Decision of flower happens. When perception happens, decision of flower happens. But the thing is, there's no flower here. It's an aggregation of energy. It doesn't have any colors. It doesn't have any shape. It's just an aggregation of energy. Even you can't say the shape that you have perceived. It's there because depends on the length. Depends on the way that I like get the light rays. It changes, right? Whatever that you experience always changes, depends on the other factors. So the important thing that you have to understand here, the energy aggregation that happens here, the reaction that happens here, after this reaction, this happens. Rupa happens. I don't know whether you can see my pointer. So this is the case. This process happens and this happens. But the thing is there a flower in the outside or is there a process continuously that happens? That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a continuously reaction cascade. The cascade of reaction develop this experience of flower, 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 flower. This is what I was referring to. Your perception is like a flame. Remember, a flame. You feel flame is flame, or flame is always manifesting. Flame is not the same flame. It's always producing, right? In
Yes, yes.
production, right? It's a flow. It always in production, continuous process. So this process, as long as this process happens, this process happens. Now tell me, there's no gate to control this. As long as all the stars aligned, this process happens. There's no control. Even you think that you have a control, that's totally because of the ignorance. I'll explain that. It's totally because of the ignorance. The thing is, because of the ignorance, you feel that you are controlled. It can be controlled. That judgment you take nurture the ignorance, and it will take to the next mind as well. That's why you continuously feel that you are the one who controls. I am the one who is doing this action. I am the one who is involved in this action. Now understand this. This is part of nature. There's no doer, there's no reaction, there's no plan, there's no agenda. Whenever the causes align, it happens, cascade of reaction happens. This is totally continuously happens, happening. This is continuous process, ladies and gentlemen. This is like a reaction center. This is a reaction center. Your mind, actually not a mind, it's a reaction center. Actually, this is the world that you perceive. This is the world that you perceive. Beyond this point, we don't have any clue what happens. We know about this thanks to scientists. We know about this thanks to scientists. We know about this thanks to the Buddha. But even though scientists knew this, they also perceive in the wrong way, because they think there's a flower there. That's why you can see a flower. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no flower to see right now, right now, right now. Seeing happens. A decision is being made that Swami Wahanse is talking to you, Mahinda Thero is talking to you. That is totally your experience. Keeps generating each and every moment, ladies and gentlemen. Try to, like, when you look at something, I mean, we have to agree that your computer is actually powered by electricity,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
We have to agree that your computer is powered by electricity. If you can see the same pen from your computer, then you don't need to plug it to electricity, because you need only one electron, one what do you call one supply of one packet of electricity, because once it emit this light ray from your screen, it will be stacked, it will be stick, it will be fixed. That's why then you can say you're seeing the same pen. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see the same pen, because your screen is emitting light rays continuously. That's how you feel. Your perception creates again and again and again and again. It's something like water fountain, right? Water uh, water fountain, right? It's like water fountain. It's not the same water fountain, because as long as water flows, it looks like the same, but it's not the same. It's like the flame. It's not the flame. It is a process. A process keep happening. And now what you have to understand is, are you part of the nature, or you are the nature? The nature, ladies and gentlemen, you are not part, because you can't separate yourself from. No, no, this is the boundary that me. How can you separate the cascade of reaction that continuously happens and go into the Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankara Vijnana? This process is continuously happening. It's not something, it's not something that you are involved in, but it's a process that happens in nature. So this is what exactly happened. Right? Try to understand this. If seeing is something like this, the hearing this sound is also, ladies and gentlemen, the same process. Vibrations, these vibrations that generates, it's not something that a person is doing, but this body, these parts in the body is now operating, that triggers the vibration. These vibrations are transferring through the media, through that media, and comes to you. Not you, that your ears are vibrating. Based on that vibration, that triggers the sound perception. In your mind, the very reason that Buddha has explained this as aggregation process, because it's not something, one thing that you hear. You hear aggregation. The mind is actually processing, mind is actually aggregating, collecting. Right? All these fragments of sound collect, coming together, taking together, combining together, composing together. Composition, what you experience is a composition, ladies and gentlemen. It's a compose. That's why it can be decomposed. It's something composing, something composing. See, you can't say you are the composer. The composing happens. See, I have to be very mindful in using words, because you feel, yes, I'm the composer. No, 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 no. I'm insisting here, like I want you to think in this way, because you are actually, this process, total process, is a cascade of reaction that happens in the nature, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something you're doing. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, all these things are part of the natural process. And how about the thinking? That's what your question. Ladies and gentlemen, the case is, the issue here is, thanks to scientists, yes, thanks to scientists, we understand about this case, this world. The scientists have found there's a brain, there's an eye, and this is how it happens. People can understand that, right? But the thing is, Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankara Vijnana, the mental object is also happens in the mind. That is also a rupa, form of rupa, that happens because of the previous mind. Previous minding process creates the environment to attract memories, or we call dharma. These are finest energy aggregations, not like denser energy aggregations. These are finest energy aggregation. These energy aggregations also comes here, that creates vipaka energy, has to come here. All these are the causes to mental object and the perception. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, Rupa Vedana, this is the process. Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankara Vijnana. This Vijnana creates this Vijnana, this mind Vijnana. Let's say this is the first mind. We can't isolate this. Vijnana of this mind changes the mind base. Based on that mind base, next Rupa happens and Vedana Sankara Vijnana happens. So you need all the other factors has to be there. Here, I mean environment and the vipaka energy. Vipaka energy, environment. So when I refer to environment, I mean this part. Did you get the point? I mean this part as environment, this part as vipak energy. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. This Rupa means color happens based on environment, vipak energy, and the previous mind. The previous mind is previous chitta, right? Aggregation of chittas. I mean, this process, there's no doer, ladies and gentlemen. This process is continuously happening. That's why there's a Arihat Mehinin Mahanse, a female, a nun called Vajira. In Vajira Sutra, she explained herself as a Suddha Sankara Punjoya. Suddha Sankara Punjoyang Naida Sattupa Labbati. That's the Pali translation. Don't worry about that. Suddha Sankara means it's a pure a reaction center. It's purely a reaction center. Nothing else. You know, decision changes the mind base always. That creates that changes the mind base, creates the environment to receive other vipakas. So this is how it happens. That's why interconnected. It's not a process that someone has to take involved in. It's an interconnected process. This is why you can see in the textbook, this is dependent origination. Dependent origination means interconnected. It's talk each other. It's talk each other. All these factors like connect each other. They depend on each other. That's the proper word. So this is the way it happens. The totally in the process of the sight, sound, taste, smell, touch, think. These are natural process, ladies and gentlemen. It's not you are involved in, it's the process that happens. This is what I actually experienced for myself when I was in that lake, and then after that it happened. Like it was, I was in that mindset that this is how it happens, because this is the self realization that what happened here. I mean, teachers can teach you, but you have to experience it. You have to see it, because we know definitely right now everywhere you can look around the room, whatever where you stay, wherever you stay, you can look around the room. Each and every moment you get this the sense of colors and creates the perception of this that. This perception, in order that to happen, ladies and gentlemen, light rays and whatever the object, whatever the aggregation of energy that resides in the outside has to react. This reaction continuously happens. It cannot be a single reaction. That's why continuously you can see that object. You are not the observer of the experience, you are an experience. So this is the case, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this mind, this mind, right? This process, this process is filled with ignorance. Ignorance can only reside in the mind, nowhere else. Not with other energy formations. Only ignorance can happen in the mind, because decision is there. That's why ignorance is there. Try to understand this. This is so profound, right? Ignorance can only reside in a mind. That can only couple with the process of minding process. This pen doesn't have any ignorance, doesn't bear any ignorance, because there's no chitta, there's no mind, there's no perception happens in order to nurture, in order to propagate an ignorance. The thing is, ignorance is also not a fixed thing. Ignorance is also taken from one mind to the other mind, to the other mind, to the other mind. It is a gift that you receive from your previous chittas. Right now, ignorance, then you give that ignorance to the next mind. That mind is giving that ignorance to the next mind. It's like a relay race. So you can't say ignorance is there. You can't say ignorance is there because ignorance is been taken through the generations. Does that make sense? Now, this is the case. How to say? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this mind, we all are individual beings, have a strong belief, strong idea. Try to understand this. And I want you to be in person, ladies and gentlemen, to explain this. That's why I want to come here. Come to the monastery. Come, please. Okay. The minds have a strong idea. Try to understand this. Strong idea, strong belief that there is there are there are that there are one thing, particular thing, one exists. Something exists. Thing. Try to understand this. Thing. Two buns, patty, lettuce, cheese, bring together, you created a thing. What is that thing? The name of that thing? Burger. Burger. Ah, that thing, the burger thing. Forget about these names. I hate this name. Take it, leave that names away. Right? I'm talking about that thing, thing. That thing actually, did it break? No, right?
Yes, sir.
That thing, ladies and gentlemen, is not a thing, it's a collection. But mind has a strong idea. There are things. Things means one. One exists. Particular thing exists. Try to understand this. Like, how can I explain it? This is not like causes, no causes. Cause and not an effect. Cause and fruit, not product. Causes come together, created a product. See, product is a product, one thing. It's not causes. Once causes come together, it's not causes. It's that product. You don't feel it as an effect. You sense it as, you don't have cause and effect with thanks to the Buddha. According to the scientist, it's not effect, it's a product. In a company, what they do, they bring so many raw materials together and create product. So our product is this. We have created this chocolate. What is that chocolate? See, chocolate is a product. That's why they sell it. It's complete product. Try to understand this experience. We have in our deep mind, we have a strong belief there's a product. There's an entity. There's something thing there. It's not causes. That's the opposite way. It's not causes. Thing is there. Something is there. Entity is there. That's why the Buddha referred to as sukha, means not happy, not sapper, not satisfaction. In that sukha, sukha means oneness. Whole mathematics is based on one, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have one, there's no zero, there's no two, there's no three, there's no four. Have you ever watched Lucy? a movie called Lucy 2013. I remember that. Because I watched like 10 times to understand what the hell is that she's talking about. Right? And then I didn't understand. Now I understand what she is talking about. You know, they talked about this concept, but they don't know what they have talked about in that, even in the movie. Whole human experience based on this oneness. Not oneness means like oneness together, oneness. No, 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 no. One individual, one specific thing based experience.
Singular.
This thing, that thing, this thing, right? This thing, that thing based experience, if it is a thing, so I can't say, let's see, I don't like this sentence. If it is a thing, then it means what then? Already
Mm,
thing, right? If there's thing, then that thing is special, unique, because it's not causes, it's a product. This
mm,
product, and what I have, this product is two different product. This is not this. This is not this. This is not this. This is a product. This is a product.
mm.
This can't be this. This can't be this. I mean, when I say that, you all feel, yes, Avinash, yes, it should be. What are you talking about? See, that's why I told you we are in the deep delved ignorance. Both the same, but we don't feel it that way. We feel this is this. This is this entity. You know, this is what Buddha has referred to as sukha. Anicca means the nicha means that you what you have, what in right in defiled mind has this idea nicha sukha atta. I'm talking about this
Temporary.
nicha sukha atta experience. Don't worry about these names. These are Pali terms that people who knows that then they can refer to that. What I'm talking about. Nicha sukha atta. Nicha means not causes. Sukha means one. Atta means special, unique. Nicha means not causes. It's not causes. It's it's not causes. Sukha means one, like entity. Ek in Hindi. And special, unique. It's unique, unique, special. If that is a, but that means a product means that product is not the other product. That's what it means. I'm talking about. This product is not this product,
All things.
right? This product is not this product. That means this is special. This is also special. When you like or dislike, that like and dislike happens on based on the speciality. The special product has special characteristic. Because of that, it is special to you. I'm not talking about that special, but initially in the ground state, you feel this is unique and this is unique. This is what we call entity-based thinking. Discrimination. You can compare these two products. Ladies and gentlemen, right now you have this idea. Entity. You feel there's an entity. It's a strong idea that mind believes there should be product, there should be unique experiences, unique things.
Mm,
Now, think about a pizza. When you think about a pizza right now, you're collecting memories of whatever that fragments of memories coming together create a pizza within your mind. Is it a pizza that created? or it's an aggregation process. Now, in the process of creating pizza, it's a pizzaing, isn't it? In your mind, you recall memories and aggregate together and hold these memories in a particular arrangement. That's how you create, not you create, that's how this creation of pizza happens. It's not pizza, it's like the flame. It's like flaming. You're actually thinking. It's a process that's happening. You can't create a product even in the mind. The thing is that previous pizza, the moment that you experience pizza, is, ladies and gentlemen, is not a pizza. That is also fragment of colors that happens in the mind and aggregation happens. The funny thing here is, even though they aggregated, it cannot become one, because all aggregations are aggregations, even though they tightly bonded, they are aggregations. This is the first lesson that we learn in the science lesson in grade 6. Remember, also in the A levels, advanced levels, the first lesson I learned is matter is discrete. Discrete means, ladies and gentlemen, it's not one. So that's what actually happens, ladies and gentlemen. Even in the mind, aggregation process cannot create a product, even in the mind. In the memory, when you recall pizza, it's not a pizza that you recall. It's an aggregation of memory fragments holding in that particular moment of perception together and then disperse it. That happens. Then you have to keep it again and thinking about pizza. Not you are doing, it happens again and again. Then you feel that you are thinking about that pizza. Which pizza? Not this pizza, no, this pizza is not this pizza, not this pizza. Then you become pizza. In singular, pizza means crazy. When you think about one pizza, you become a pizza, right? So there's no there's no one thing, ladies and gentlemen. But this mind strongly believes, no. There's a thing. Now this is exactly happens parallel to this process. Now I'm coming to that one. What happened here? Because of the environment and the vipaka energy, this energy and environment creates rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana. When this process happens, because of the ignorance, there's a clinging. There's a ignorance means nitya sukha atta. Yes, ignorance means nitya sukha atta. Nitya means that it's not causes. Sukha means one and special, not causes, one special. I mean, all are same, like similar concept. That this is this like three different ways of explaining the same ignorance, right? Now, what happened, ladies and gentlemen? There's an attachment. There's an attachment to experience this idea, this concept. So this is so funny. You are not attached to an object, right? There's no attachment to an object or things. There's an attachment to a concept. This is the base level attachment. Attachment to a concept, ladies and gentlemen. It's not to an object. The way you feel it as an object, nurture this concept again. View. It's a concept. There's a clinging, there's an interest to this concept of one special, unique, not causes. Like things collect together to create a product. You have to collect things together to create a product. That's the idea you have. So what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, now this is very important. There's an attachment, there's an interest to experience this unique entities, product, unique, right? But the thing is, when I say pizza, what you experience is that experience is something something there, or is it something gathered? Like
Gathered.
pizza means gathered. You gather all the fragments, collection. It's a collection. It's not a particular thing. It's an aggregation. Your memory is not a memory.
Several.
These are memories. Collection. Different chittas aggregations. Even when you perceive this pen, ladies and gentlemen, you have billions of chittas coming together, create this full perception of pen. It's not a pen that exists. Even in the outside, it's not an entity, it's an aggregation of energy.
So
Yeah,
why we
I'm
have
emphasizing these words, right?
problems.
Right? Because, it's not an entity, aggregation, collection, composition, composition, collection, right? It holds together. That is the case. That is very important to understand. Then the hetung paticca sambhutang. Hetu means collection. Paticca, that means paticca means chaotic hetus, chaotic causes are brought together and hold together. It's being held. Whenever you recall your pizza in your memory, you're collected. It's not you are doing the memory being collected and hold together. That's what happens. All fragments of memories collect and hold together. Not about memory, but about, like, even here. When you look at this part, and when you look at this part, you can't focus on this part, right? But the thing is, you collectively perceive as a pen. How do you do that? It happens because all the color fragments collectively hold together for some time to feel that experience. Not some time, like many fraction of a second, like a buffer time. Even the aggregation here, energy aggregation here, also, like outside world. No, so we can't say outside world. This energy aggregated here, the four great elements are also bonded together. That means the bonding, it's not done always being bonded. It's bonding happens. Bonds are each and every moment. Bonds are creating. Bonds are being bonds. They are being bonds, right? Right. This is I'm going to show you what's the ground level fixation. Then because of the 18 hours that I found, it's not something that this is something we have discussed, but it's not something new that today I'm explaining. I have been explaining the same thing, but the more and more. I mean, when you look at the previous sermon, that like 2-3 sermons before, I'm talking about the same thing, but that maybe the same words, but I'm emphasizing something here because I felt it's something that I can experience, that I'm what I it's something that convinced to me that I experience, like explain here, right? So the thing is, attachment is something clinging to experience this uniqueness, speciality, oneness. But the thing is, this is not the reality. Reality is aggregation. Reality, there's no uniqueness. Reality means whatever the rupa happens here, this rupa cannot support for this, because this rupa is an aggregation. Vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana, whole process is an aggregation process. It cannot support for this attachment. It cannot support for this ignorance, because not ignorance, this idea. Because there's nothing called like that, because all are coming together, whole together. It's not an entity. It's the same stuff. Now this attachment, because of this attachment, vexation happens. This is where, ladies and gentlemen, the ground level vexation start kick off. Each and every mind has this vexation, ladies and gentlemen. This vexation is totally responsible for
problems.
your unsettling mind.
Mm.
I'll show you why vexation is deception, right? Because the judge, you are taking an you are taking a like not you are taking a deceive decision happens. Yes, is that the way I don't know. Let's see. Because of this vexation, now disturbed. Now this disturbed, that unsettling, it attract energy. Like disperse energy get attracted. That is what we call abhisankara. This is sankara, this is abhisankara. Abhisankara means creating a sense, new experience. Like something that's not there, it creates a sense of artificial. You can't say artificial. Like freshly produce a sense of entity. It's creating a sense of entity, sense of one. But the thing is, that sense also an aggregation of what? The sense is also an aggregation of energy. This is so important to understand. This is also an aggregation of energy. But that energy now tells us it's creating a sense of what? Entity, like one. Product is there.
Mm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where whole like this ruins everything, ladies and gentlemen, because of this judgment that it takes. There Nitya Sukha Atta exist. It's there. You know what happened? Because of this sense, it feels this is something he did it. This is something that sense did it. This sense feels itself as the doer of this process. This sense feels itself as the doer of all these processes. That's why when I talk about ignorance, you feel my ignorance. Ego, you feel my ignorance. I am the doer. I am the looker. I am the watcher. I am the one who watching at you. I am the one who deals with you. All this, you feel from your depth, the gut feeling, right? You have this gut feeling, gut sense of that. Yes, I am the one who is looking at you. See, this is the false sense that happens because of that vexation, because of that unsettlement. It creates that experience of what? You are the doer. You are the doer. No, actually, what happens is it creates you. Can give a sense of that you are the one who create all these things. You are, it's your, it ruins everything. You know what? Now tell me, whose vexation is this? No, there's no owner to this vexation. But because of this delusionary experience, it feels this vexation belongs to this self. That's the deception. That's why you feel, ladies and gentlemen, you are you. You are you. You are the one who is doing all these things. This is this is the deception. And the judgment that you take each and every moment, you now feel there's a free will, there's a controller, there's a control. The funny thing is, there's no controller, neither. Like, there's no controller. It cannot be controlled as well. There's no control as well. But it 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 creates a sense of what? Control, controlment, or controller. Controlling can be done. It's a sense. It's a false sense, a deceitful sense. This generates each and every moment. That's the case. This is the mental vexation. It happens each and every moment when you live. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, Buddha has told that a defiled mind is like a skinned cow. Skinned cow means a live cow skinned, right? When wind touches her skin, what happens? It burns. When an insect resides on this cow, it burns. It feels irritating, right? When he like rub against a tree, it burns. Not even when he enter to a water, inside water, it burns. It cannot stay anywhere. It burns. Each and every moment it burns. This is the ground level of vexation every living being has in this world. Now tell me, we have to be so compassionate to all living beings, isn't it? This is the Kalyana Mitta. This is the Arya Maitri that we can project. This is the Metta. This is the kindness that we can help project to this world, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody should understand this truth that the only way to come out from here, getting rid of this idea, a false idea, wrong idea. That's what I was actually showing to you in the first half, that everything is an aggregation, it's a process. Remember, I told you that in nature, this is part of nature, this whole process. Now tell me, is this sermon part of the nature, or this is the nature? This is the nature. You can't isolate this sermon as a sermon because it's not a sermon. It's sermoning.
A part of.
It's something that happens, resonate within your mind, resonated, that the vibrations emitted throughout this time period. It's this vibration created the sensors each and every moment. This is what exactly happens throughout this sermon. Try to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Try to understand it. This is the way to reflect. This is the way to understand. Now, this is something practical, right? Now think about, ladies and gentlemen. Reaction happens, that's create the perception. It's your perception is a process of process. If your perception is a process that happens like the candle flame, you are not the doer, because the sense that you feel as you is also something generating. This is the secret you have to understand.
Separate.
Like the candle flame, your sense of you is also what? Manifestation. It's also like generating each and every moment. That means the sense of self that experience right now is not the same sense of self that experience right now. That is also like the candle flame. It's not the same thing. Moment by moment, it is something like a manifestation. It's like an engine. It's generate. Ignorance has created. You know what
Because of
Vijnana is
attachment.
doing? No, Vijnana is doing judgment, right? Decision, thinking, realizing. Vijnana's duty is to realize, to understand. Hmm? Understanding process happened because of ignorance. We'll connect these to previous later. Understanding process happened because of ignorance, right? The end result of understanding should be what? To understand the reality. When that understanding process realize the reality, ignorance is not there. That means each and every moment, your perception, your experience, your feelings, the way you experience the world, right? Because now you are listening to this Dhamma and reflecting and try to understand this whole reaction cascade, try to reflect that. Because of this reflection, because of these teachings, because you try to understand this, ladies and gentlemen, slowly and slowly, it will generate the deeper understanding within yourself that kills the ignorance. Because ignorance itself is telling, no, 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 no. Nicca sukha atta. Nicca sukha atta means one, not causes, specific products are there, entities are there. When your mind is proven, like when that mind has been proven by the process that it's a process itself, then that mind won't have this attachment to experience such kind of idea, right? This is the way to answer like solve this problem. But it takes time, slowly and slowly, when we reflect all throughout the sermons, what we are doing is nurturing this idea within your mind. So this is the healing ground. The other day I felt like I met some German visitors who were coming to here like in the monastery, and they were here for 3 days with they were wearing white color clothes. And then I mentioned that this is the mental hospital to get rid of the craziness, right? And I was explaining all the Dhamma, and then I explained that. Then see, that's why we are wearing white color clothes, because in the hospital we have to wear a particular clothes. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, day by day, this is what we are feeding you. I mean, like nurturing you. You, I mean, what we are doing is get rid of the defilements. Right? Now, this is the funny thing. Let's say, now think about something you like, something you love, right? Don't worry about that mental images that happens. We'll talk about these things in future. Don't worry about those picturing that happens within your mind. You just have to understand that is also a picturing. This is not something that coming to your mind. This is a collection process that happens. You just have to see yourself what you are doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we call insightful awareness. Don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just stop doing, because there's no doer. You just have to realize that there's no doer. A process happens. That was a nice.
Thank you.